I took a day trip to Suzhou. It's located in the lower reach of Yangtz River. This area has long been the richest place in China. Suzhou is a very old city. It has a history of over 2,500 years. This is where Sun Tzu wrote The Art of War. I visited the Suzhou Museum and some very beautiful traditional garden. I spent a little time exploring the older city and ate some popular local food. Suzhou is just a half an hour ride away from Shanghai by high-speed train, so day trip is possible. My first stop is Suzhou Museum. This museum is popular because its unique design includes many traditional elements, like a white wall, black roof tile, a pond with colorful fish, bamboo, and odd-shaped stone. In tradition, the view outside every window is not random, it's well designed. So each window looks more like a painting on the wall. Part of the museum used to be the residence of a rebellion general who took Suzhou in 1860. The leader of this rebellion claimed to be the brother of Jesus Christ. He founded the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom and fought Qing dynasty for over a decade. Estimates of the death toll from this civil war range between 20 to 30 million people. Both sides of the war were extremely cruel. They often slaughtered the civilians in the cities they just captured. Suzhou was taken back by Qing dynasty 3 years later. Government army looted the city and killed many residents. Suzhou lost over 60% of its population during the Civil War. Outside the museum, across a narrow street, there is a little man-made river. There are some residence buildings along the river bank. Water in the river is crystal clear. This is actually part of the museum. Because Suzhou is in the lower reach of Yangtz River and has a dense network of rivers, such design is iconic in this area. Actually, you can find many similar scenes in the older city along. People live in those riverside houses, and there are stairs down to the water. In the past, when there is no tap water, people wash their laundry in the river. The older city is preserved for its historical value. There are no skyscrapers here, but many older neighborhoods. Old traditional style buildings are at every corner of the city. Some are renovated for business, like this cat cafe. For $7, you can have a beverage and pet some fat cats. The living condition here is not very good. Most people live here, I believe, is because they cannot afford moving out. These older neighborhoods can really benefit from some renovation. Most of these places are very crowded, so it is a tradition that people dry their laundry in public space. This is very similar to my childhood. There are still many similar neighborhoods in Shanghai. Most of them are also in the center of the city. Very good location, but not that good living condition. Explore the older city is fun. It's so cool that I look up and saw the top of a pagoda in the background. Most of the alleys here are very narrow, not accessible to cars. Actually, I think it's a good thing. It's very quiet here, and you don't have to worry about the car behind you. In China, e-scooters are very popular. You can rent one if you don't want to work. Look at the back of this man. It's traditional Chinese therapy. Who can imagine there is a garden inside this very crowded neighborhood? This garden is more than 500 years old. It still keeps all the traditional elements. It's very beautiful, very good for picture. But because it's located in a neighborhood, it's not very crowded. Most tourists don't come here. This place is actually larger than I expected. I think spring is the best season to visit Suzhou. Those white flowers in the yard look unremarkable, but have very strong fragrance. Every garden here has a pond. Most of the time, a little hill overseeing the pond. Most of the people here are locals. Those who were born in the 1960s and 70s might be the happiest generation in Chinese history. I went to a small restaurant for lunch. This place is popular for its pan-fried buns. It's lunchtime, so many people here, both locals and tourists. Price here is very reasonable. 20 yuan, that's less than $3 for 8 beef buns. Their buns are fresh made. Guess that's why it's popular. Most restaurants in China now use prepared food made in factory. So all the restaurant need to do is take the food out of the refrigerator and put it into hot water to heat. These buns did taste good. They were crisp, and inside there was not just beef, also a little soup inside, so the buns won't taste too dry. After lunch, I bought a cup of coffee and enjoyed the view of the old city from above. Taking pictures in traditional Chinese attire or hanfu is trending on social media. In the old city, shops and studios selling such clothes and makeup are everywhere. And the most popular place to take pictures is Pinjiang Road. This is likely top one tourist attraction in Suzhou. People come to Pinjiang Road because they can find almost all the traditional elements here. Next to the street is a narrow river where tourists can take a short boat ride. Such wooden boat with a roof is unique in the lower reach of Yangtz River. Boatmen will sing folk songs in soft Wu Chinese for tips. The clothes those girls wore were similar, and the ornaments on their hair were almost identical. They are called hanfu, which means clothes people wore in Han Dynasty. I don't think they are historical accurate. Actually, the style changes every season. Hanfu is among our government's efforts against the influence of West culture like Santa Claus. The writing on the wall is Suzhou in Chinese. The rule of them in China is do not buy anything in tourist attractions, because most of the stuffs are of poor quality and overpriced. But in real world, many people just cannot resist the temptation. Handmade is always a good selling point, with which business can charge a premium.
就是等下口看一点，给你小口看一点啊。吃慢一点啊，很烫啊。宝宝刚出来的很烫。